Blessed upside down, living the kingdom way. Blessed upside down, living the kingdom way. And we say that because the way God wants us to live is upside down from the world. It's different. The world says this: blessed are the strong, blessed are the successful, blessed are those who get ahead. Right? I mean, those are so blessed. And in some ways we are. In some ways we are. Blessed are the strong, blessed are the successful, blessed are those who get ahead. But we're blessed in worldly stuff if we're blessed with this, because God says what? That list got really long, didn't it? We're going to go through these. We're going to go through these. But these are the Beatitudes here found in Matthew 5, 3 through 12. Here's the thing, folks. If you don't get this right, you won't get anything right. You understand what your pastor is telling you. You cannot say, I'm a Christian and I believe in Jesus Christ and I follow Jesus Christ if you don't get these verses. That's a harsh reality, isn't it? Sometimes the pastor don't talk to you that way, does he? Most of the time he doesn't. But here's what I want you to know, because I love you, I want you to understand. This is Jesus' manifesto. This is what his kingdom is all about. Everything else, if you read throughout the Gospels and the rest of the New Testament, and even what we saw in the Old Testament, is based on these principles here. You can't do them to earn God's favor. They're either a part of you or they're not. If they're not, we need to talk. Follow me? Let's keep going here. Week 1, we talked about being broken. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Dependence brings the kingdom. We talked about week 2, brokenhearted. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. And in week 3, we talked about blessed are those who are gentle, who are humble. We talked about it wasn't being meek. It's about control. It's about power under authority. There's a time for it and a time not. And this week we're going to talk about verses 6 through 9 here of chapter 5. Whoo, Pastor. We're going to talk about all those? That's going to take forever. Not really. Watch as we do this. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. All right, we're done, right? Yeah, I heard somebody say no. Y'all know me for a while. Here's the thing I want you to understand. The reason these verses have been broken out. So we did the first 3 because God was dealing with us. Let me say that again. The reason we did the first 3, 1 verse at a time, is because God was dealing with us on an individual level. What God's doing now in these verses 6 through 9 is he's teaching us to use what the first 3 verses for others. Living from the inside out. The Beatitudes now shift from the inner heart to outward actions. I really used to enjoy, and probably still would, working out. Now, I can say that I enjoy working out, right? Do I look like I work out? No answer. The laughter was enough. Here's the thing. Inside, I can say that all I want. I can say that all I want. But the way I look doesn't show it, does it? We're going to try to work on that. But here's the main point here. The Beatitudes shift from the inner heart to outward actions, showing how the kingdom shines through us. You want to talk about what attracts people to Jesus? This is it, folks. This is it. How do I talk to somebody about Jesus, Pastor? I've never done that before. This is it, folks. This is it. What God does in us, He now wants to do through us. In other words, now if you've been poor in spirit, you've mourned, and you're gentle. He now wants us to do that to the world.
Imagine that.
Imagine this. I'm getting ready to hit you with something. We all crave what we love most. That's a hint, folks.
Yep. Yeah, we know that. We know that.
For those of you who've never been here before, your pastor loves Reese cups. Among other things. If it's got sugar in it, I pretty much crave it. We crave what we love, and we can tell what we crave, can't we? Remember I talked about I like working out? I apparently don't crave what? Working out. I don't crave that, or I wouldn't look like this, right? I apparently don't crave a razor either. It's pretty simple to see. We crave, and what we crave, we look like what we crave. We act like what we crave. We do what we crave. Follow me? Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. They will be filled. Sometimes we don't like that turnaround, do we? Because here comes the next little bit. Marathon runners don't just desire water, they aim for it. Think about this. Let's back up. We look like what we crave. We act like what we crave. We do what we crave. Marathon runners they don't just desire water, they ache for it. You see where we're going here? You're putting two and two together? Marathon runners realize they have to have water. If they don't, they won't make it to the finish line, or if they do, they'll be seeing EMS after the finish line very quickly. Same way righteousness isn't casual interest, it's spiritual desperation. When the hunger is right, the feeling follows. Look at Scripture. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Folks, here's the thing. I'm going to hit you with this one because we got more to come. You better put your feet up in the chairs. Because if your feet are anything like mine after I got done with doing this sermon, you're going to wish you had wore steel toes. Because here's the thing. If your life doesn't look like you crave Jesus, then there's a problem. If your life doesn't look like you crave Jesus, then there's a problem. Because either you do or you don't. You're going to look like what you crave. Imagine, keep on rolling here, imagine two different pipes. Which one of you, let me ask you a question. Which out of these pipes do you want at your house? Neither? Besides the fact they're both galvanized. But which one would you want? I got a bathtub right now that looks like that one. But this is what we want, right? If this is a drain pipe, this is what we want. We want the water to be able to flow freely. We don't like clogs. That's why there's a whole aisle at Lowe's and Home Depot of clog cleaners. Well, there's a whole nother sermon in that too. We're not going to get to that today. A clogged pipe can't pass water, but a clean pipe carries a lot. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Where are you going with this, Pastor? What do you mean? How does this have anything to do with a pipe? Well, let's look at it a different thing. Let me get out of the way. I want y'all to really look at this image. What's he handing out?
Warning ticket.
Warning tickets. And And how many is he handing out? A lot. Everybody's getting one. It's like Oprah. You get a car. You get a car. He could be writing regular ones, but instead he's doing what? Warnings, which is a form of showing. Oh my goodness, who said mercy? Way to go, Lily. You got it for the adults. It's a way of showing mercy. It's a way of showing mercy. If you truly have received mercy, you release mercy. You starting to understand the pipe now? Here's the thing. If mercy stops with you, something is blocked. If mercy stops with you, something is clogged. If you don't show others mercy while God shows you mercy, then guess what? There's a block. There's a clog. Something's wrong with who? Us. Yes. Mercy stops. If mercy stops with you, something is blocked. Who needs mercy from me this week? Let me ask you this question. I'm gonna back it up a minute. Who needed mercy from you last week? You don't have to say it out loud. I want you to think about it. Who needed mercy from you last week? You know, Pastor, she was really getting on my nerves. It's happened to me before. He was really getting on my nerves. That situation just deserved something more than what? Mercy? More than what? Understanding? More than what? Compassion? What more did that situation need? Who needed mercy last week? Now the thought's going to be, who needs mercy this week? Does that make sense? You following me? Because guess what? As long as you're on this side of the dirt, raise your hand if you're on this side of the dirt. Should be every hand in here. As long as you're on this side of the dirt, you're going to have opportunity to what? Show mercy. It's pretty simple. Let's go to the next. Imagine trying to look through a dirty windshield. A dirty windshield doesn't change the road. It does what? It messes up your view.
Depends on who you ask.
Look at that. No. It still makes it harder to see. And you got to love it if you've got terrible windshield wipers like I do. It just smears it all over the glass. My wife keeps saying, don't you think you need new windshield wipers? Well, I do. It's just not what I crave. Ba-bum-bum. Shh. So, it doesn't change the road ahead of you. It just kind of obscures the view. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Oh, where's he going with this one? I think you know now. Here's the thing. All this is blurry, right? How many of you have to wear these? I have to wear these right now so I can see the screen. Otherwise, the words start doing this. And that makes sermons a whole lot longer. I put these on so that the words don't cross over each other. The letters don't go in and out and back and forth. You can see through here, if you're looking, it's very clear, isn't it? It's fuzzy around the edges. It's fuzzy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they see God. When the heart is cluttered, we what? We don't see God clearly. Let me ask you something, folks. Has God ever let any of you down? So then why sometimes is it so hard to pray? Anybody else experience that, or is that just me? Sometimes I'm going, oh, so God, I gotta do such and such tomorrow. Whew. Tomorrow's my day to cook supper. I gotta make sure I get that on at 3:30-ish. Oh, by the way, God, oh yeah, God. Am I the only one that experiences that? How many of you ever prayed, God, 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 you just say it, just name like 4 or 5 times? Because you can't remember kind of what to say or you're drifting. Now imagine for a minute, how many of you ever had, hey sweetheart, how many of you ever had a child, she could do this, she probably does. In fact, I've seen her, who pulls on your pants leg. I've seen this one right here, bless her heart, she's now getting used in the sermon. I've seen her go to her Nana. Follow her Nana around to get picked up. Now we think that's precious, watching her do that to Nana, right? But after Nana's done it 9 or 10 times in 30 seconds, because she wants up, down, how does Nana feel? So let me pose a question now. What does God feel? I go, oh wait, Pastor, I don't get tired. No, but don't you sometimes wonder if he gets annoyed with the kind of prayers we do? He probably doesn't. You're right, Bobby. He probably doesn't. But here's the thing. It's an illustration for us to think about. Because if our hearts are aligned and our hearts are not cluttered, then we can focus more. Right? Our prayers become clearer. Like Bobby praying for snow.
All of us got it this week.
He's going. Somebody's got to stop him from praying. No, I'm kidding. I want Bobby praying for me. Here's the thing. A cluttered heart doesn't see God clearly. A cluttered heart can't pray clearly. A cluttered heart. What is the biggest thing sin does? It distracts you. I'm going to tell you something. Mount Hermon Baptist Church used to have the best communion bread I've ever tasted in my life. It was delicious. It was homemade and it was unleavened. It was like old school. And I couldn't wait for communion to get over. You know why? Because all of us kids could rush up, get all the plastic, and in exchange for collecting, we'd do big glass then. In exchange for getting all the glass, we got to carry the trays down to the fellowship hall. And in the fellowship hall, we could dump all the bread into a cup and the juice into a cup that was left over, and we could have juice in the cup. I couldn't see God clearly enough to understand that that's not necessarily what it's all about. Communion wasn't about me getting extra bread, was it? Couldn't see God clearly. When the heart is clear, God becomes visible, not only to us, but through us. Let's examine that for just a moment, folks, because I really want you to understand this. I really want you to get this. When your heart is clear, you can see clearly. Well, yeah, Pastor. No. Listen. When your heart is clear, you can see clearly. Yeah, I get it, Pastor. No. Then why are you worried in the midst of storms? Again, am I the only one? It shocks me so much when I hear people who are Christians say, I'm not ready to die. Ooh, that's a touchy subject, ain't it? Guess what, folks? I love my family. I love you. But if he calls me right now in front of you, I'm not worried about the least of you, even my own family. I can say that. I drive a motorcycle like I stole it. When your heart is clear, God becomes visible not only to us, but through us. I didn't quite catch that, but I'll ask later. When your heart is clear, God becomes visible not only to us, but through us. When your faith is strong enough that you're seeing God even in the midst of the storm, and somebody goes, why are you not worried about this? I had a buddy one time, he was applying for jobs and applying for jobs and applying for jobs. And I said, what are you doing, man? He said, I'm applying for jobs. I said, it's been 6 months. He said, yeah, thereabouts. I said, what's wrong with you? God's looking for the job for me. I said, what are you talking about? I'm worried to death you're going to lose your house and your family. He said, I'm not going to lose any of that. He said, I pray every night, God, find me the job you want me to have. And the last job God found for him, he said, after 20 years. Guess it was the right one, huh? He could see clearly, I couldn't. But in that moment, I saw God in him, did I not? I saw him trusting in God that everything was going to be okay. Let's continue here. We're about to wrap up. Anyone can throw a spark. Anyone can start a fire. How many of you know Smokey the Bear?
I don't know.
Well, you need to. Have Papa look up Smokey the Bear for a second. Only you can prevent what? Forest fires. There you go. Anyone can throw a spark. Anyone can start fires carelessly. Now, here's the one we really like to start. Look at that last word on that sentence. Oh, boy. This is church. We like to put that spark in there. Blow on it, boy. Let's see if we can get that fire going, right? And I'm not talking about the Holy Spirit kind. I'm talking about the stir the pot kind. Right? Oh, yeah, and then pour gasoline on it. How many actually, he's fine, you leave him alone. How many of us actually try to put fires out? Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. Here's the thing. Few people carry water. Peacemakers are not peacekeepers. What do you mean, Pastor? Sometimes peacemakers are going to tell you the truth. They're going to say, well, you know, Cleston, if you hadn't thrown gasoline on that fire at church, you wouldn't be getting back what you're getting. I'm just using him as an example, folks. You see what I'm saying? Peacemakers aren't always peacekeepers. They don't avoid conflict. They reconcile what's going on. They don't avoid it. They say, hey, maybe it's better if you don't do that. Perfect example. And I know we're running time, folks. I got you. We got a business meeting today. Woo-hoo-hoo! That can be a fiery time at a church, can't it? Guess what? I'm going to remind you. Be a peacemaker, not a fire starter. Remember, you want to be a son of God, right? That's what we're aiming for.
I'm going to.
That's right. Peacemaking can be costly, but it reflects who?
Father.
The Father. This week, here's the things. We're going to bring these up. Feed your hunger for righteousness daily. If you don't have a hunger for it, create it. How did I create it, Pastor? If I really want it, how do I create that hunger for righteousness? Start reading. Start talking to God in the morning. Might be easier for Adam. Adam can create on the sides of a mountain a reason to talk to God very easily. He's back there chuckling. Feed your hunger for righteousness daily. How do I get there, Pastor? Read. How did I get here? By craving Reese cups. And now I want them. I mean, in fact, my wife opened up the trash the other day. She's like, somebody had a Reese's. Yep, I went to the store specifically to get one. Left the house and everything. Came back specifically to get a Reese's. Feed your hunger for righteousness daily. Create it. Release mercy quickly. What do you mean by that? What is that? Release mercy quickly. Look at the situation, assess it, go, nope, I'm not getting in on it. We're going to be merciful. Right? Wives, when he doesn't see the dirty dishes, be merciful. He probably just didn't notice them. Just saying. Be release mercy quickly, and guard your heart intentionally. Guard your heart intentionally. Right? We'll go back to the working out analogy. It takes a long time working out to get your body where it needs to be. And then to guard it, you have to be intentional. It takes a long time to establish good credit. You can ruin it in an instant. Guard things intentionally, especially your heart. Make the first move towards peace, always, no matter what it takes. And for God's sakes, husbands and wives, don't make it a competition. That's not the point. Well, I was the first to get to peace this week. No, it's not the point. Make the first move towards peace because you want to be a son or a daughter of God. And here's the thing. I want to leave you with this as we go into our time of prayer and our time of altar and our time of invitation to Jesus. Do people experience God more clearly because they know you? Well, yeah, I'd like to think so. Well, how about yesterday when you was throwing your tools and saying a few choice words? Been there, done that, had to apologize for it. We have to ask ourselves every day, do people experience God more because I'm in their life? Does that make sense? Ask yourself that question every day. Talk to God about it every morning. God, I want to be the one that people see you in me. Help me be that person. You'll be shocked. It'll hit you one day, you go, I didn't get in a single argument at work today. That's wild. Y'all can tell I used to be the argumentative type, can't you? Here's the thing. I want you to go to Jesus right now. We're going to bring the music on real slow. I want you to talk to God about it right now. Because the thing is, the first three were about transformation in us. These that are coming are about using us. Talk to God about it.